Let's freaking go. The LSU Tigers. Oh my goodness. Even the announcers are comparing 2019 LSU to the 2022, I said 2022, 2023 LSU Tigers. So obviously the biggest story from the first half was actually that final play where Zy Alexander gets hurt. Looked kind of serious there. Hopefully it was just the wind being knocked out of him. He did the smart thing there to try and house that, but still, obviously, LSU is just rolling right now. One of the best first halves you have seen from LSU. I understand level of competition and all that stuff, but like I said before the game, this was going to be a blowout of epic proportions, and that is exactly what's happening in front of your eyes right now. LSU rolling 38-0. Now, before we get to Garrett Nussmeier here, once again, Jaden Daniels, nothing short of incredible. Outside of the one drive where he was backed up and he missed two throws, he missed one to Mason, missed one to Malik. There's not been any bad really at all. Maybe one or two other missed throws. Mike Dimbrock is seeing the game so well right now. The LSU running game is cooking. Now, obviously, the next step is to get more explosive runs for 20, 30, 40 yards. But, if you're just banging it up inside when they give you good numbers, you want to keep doing it. And then obviously Jaden, Malik, BTJ, Kyron all having good first halves, Mason having another good half. And on top of all of that, the LSU offensive line is absolutely cooking. So as it always is with halftime shows, these go by in an instant. So I'm going to try and get to as many of your questions as we possibly can. Obviously, you would like to see Auburn upset Ole Miss. Garrett Nussmeier, Aaron Anderson is playing a lot up to this point. Eric says, give Jaden the 300-yard game and then pull him. Yeah, I think with Jaden Daniels, you'll see him play one more drive in the third quarter and probably two more drives in the third, and then it'll be the Garrett Nussmeier show. They've already covered the point spread here at 32. So, yeah, obviously BTJ, really good first half for him, getting two tutties and, of course, the deep rollout to the right side. Have fun at the game, man. Good to see you. All right. Does anyone in the SEC have a good chance at the Heisman besides Jaden, of course? Well, of course, the Heisman Trophy is going to go to a winning team. You can make a case, Jesse, for Luther Burden at Missouri. You can make a case for, and that adds a distant shot. Jalen Milroe, no. Nobody on Georgia at this point, no. So, yeah, I think it's either Jaden or nobody this year, okay? BTJ touchdown. You got to love it. But, yeah, Aaron Anderson's playing really well. Now, let's go to the defensive side of the football. Love the blitz from Greg Penn to get the first sack of this game. Great call from Mike. From Matt House, getting some simulated pressure from that right side. We've done a lot better containing their dual threat quarterback. Their quarterback is terrible. I mean, he's throwing the football right to us. The offense for Army is just not good. I think for the most part, though, they've done a good job protecting our defensive line. I would like to see us get off more blocks in the second half, but it's just me just nitpicking up to this point. Defensively, LSU is playing really well. One thing I would add, though, all right, and this is going to be a big point for Brian Kelly, all right, we have got to calm down on defense. Got to. We have been very nasty after the play is over, and I understand that they had the first cheap shot, but guys, we are going to Alabama here in 2 weeks. Where do you think the 50-50 whistles are going to go? Okay. We have got to calm down on these unsportsmanlike calls. Harold Perkins doing that right in front of the referee is just not good. But in return, Harold Perkins had another phenomenal half. So defensively, everybody's playing well. I am a little worried, though, for the second straight week. We are playing a very flawed offense. So we'll see how we actually do here in a few weeks when we play an actual offense. Their quarterback being out was a little bit of a shock to me. But maybe I should look into my Army sources a little bit more for when we played them in 90 years. Obviously, 1931 was the last time we played them. So 90 years from now, I need to develop those Army sources so I can get more injury intel, obviously. So we've got to be smarter. And I understand Pegasus. It's one thing. It's one thing if that was just out of the ordinary. But we've had a bunch of extracurriculars. But still, I would prefer us dominate with the extracurriculars and the opposite. They've not been able to run the football. Jordan Jefferson has been fantastic. And it is good seeing Mekhi Wingo get some good rest. Mason Smith also had some really good snaps in the first half. But the truth is, up to this point, second straight week where Greg Penn and Omar Speights have been lights out. Second straight week. So there you go. Now, let's take a look at the poll question here really quickly. Should Nuss start the second half? 75% of you say yes. I'm perfectly fine giving Jaden a few more drives. Just no design run calls. Okay? None. So there you have it. Do you think Bama's defense can stop our offense? We'll discuss that in the postgame. We'll stay mostly on this game. What's up, Danny? Good to see you. Yeah, Bama's offense is very flawed. The issue, Danny, is they're not bad. Army's offense is bad. Auburn's offense is bad. Now, they're playing better tonight, apparently. I'm not watching any of that game. But still, Alabama's offense isn't bad, per se. They're not good either. So there you go. Chris Hilton, good to see him back. Had a nice little play right there. I know we're big Chris fans here on this channel. Now, we take a look at the halftime stats here. Okay. Halftime stats prevented. Opposite of prevented. Presented by our friends at Louisiana Controls, louisianacontrols.com. Okay. Jaden Daniels, 11 of 15 for 279, 3 tutties. Okay. You look at the right side here. Obviously, LSU averaging 11.3 yards per play. They're only averaging 2.6. I don't recall a time there being as big of a disparity ever. That is just so dominant. 338 yards of total offense in the first half. Only one penalty, 12 first downs. You can't really beat that. And obviously, the star of the first half is Brian Thomas Jr. Three catches for 122 and 2 tutties. You know, this might sound very disrespectful for me, but I am very glad that Malik Neighbors got this touchdown here at the end, because that's going to help his Biletnikoff status. 3 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown, right? Because we're not going to be taking as many vertical shots in the second half, okay? The only streak that is in question up to this point is going to be the over streak. I don't think, and I'm someone that holds an over 60 ticket, I don't think we're going to get to the over, even though we're only, 3 touchdowns and a field goal away from it. I don't see 4 more scores in this game. I just don't. I think the under will make it barely. As you can see, Omar Speights really dominant first half. Harold Perkins, Zy Alexander. But once again, the question is, what is Zy Alexander's status going to be? Hopefully that was not anything serious there. Okay? There you go. Now, thanks to our friends at Louisiana Controls, we were able to get a quick film study cut up for you. And here you go. Coming up right after this, I'm going to give you the young players I definitely want to see in the second half outside of our guy here, NUSSMEIER. Let's go. So last week on Patreon, we actually broke this play down versus Auburn, right? Remember, Jaden had a rollout to the right, and I like seeing Jaden do that because you've not seen him rolling out on a scramble drill, throwing the deep ball over the top, okay? Now, if you sign up for Patreon, I'm going to hook you up with a BTJ card. If you sign up tonight, every single one of you will get a Brian Thomas Jr. card, okay? First thing about this play, little miscommunication here. Lance Hurd is looking in at this defensive tackle, and that's why he was late to get out over here. I don't know why he was looking in right there. Maybe he thought that Logan Diggs was going to be there. I don't know. He does a good job not committing a holding penalty and just pushing him upfield, and that allows Jaden to step up, roll out to the right side, and then hit BTJ on this ball. Okay? Last week versus Auburn, he wasn't able to hit this. It was an underthrow to Malik Neighbors. The coverage was tighter last week, but if he would have thrown this ball to Malik last week like this, it would have been a completion. This time he leads BTJ to perfection, and of course, BTJ is straight butter after the catch. And look at this. 26 thought he was going to keep going straight. BTJ cuts at an angle, and 26 says, I'm not even trying. And it's a tutty. Look at that. Good stuff, Brian Thomas Jr. Let's go. There you go, BTJ. Once again, you're getting this BTJ card if you sign up for Patreon, or if you drop a $20 super chat. We send you one of these rookie cards. We'll send you Chris Hilton. If you want a Malik one, we could send you a Malik one. There you go. But obviously, Jaden is just playing absolutely amazing. Now, second half, guys that I want to see. Every young defensive player that is already burning a red shirt. I want to see Brathwaite. I want to see a lot of Deshaun Womack. I want to see Javian Toviano. I want to see all those guys. Put a bunch of young guys in there. Jalen Lee. Let's see it. Let's see it. Now, Jalen Lee's not a young guy. He's kind of old. Class of 2019 guy. But, yeah, let's get some young guys mixed in there. Actually, it was 2020, but still. And let's see what they got on the defensive side. I know offensively we want to see more guys, but one thing I will include here, and I'll keep some of this to myself here, but LSU is also factoring in redshirting at this point. So, a guy that's not played at all, you could see Trey Holly in the second half get a carry or two, because obviously he's not played a snap yet. At least I don't think he's played a snap. But you could see a lot of younger players get reps in the second half. Actually, it's not a could. You are going to see that. So I hope we do get to see that. Now, there you go. Tim says a BTJ catch was amazing. I didn't think he was going to be able to get under that. Look at Tim chatting like he's an LSU fan. I love it. Welcome, Tim, to the Brotherhood. Let's go to Walter. Some are saying Zai had to be held to the locker room. Yeah, that's obviously very unfortunate to see that happen. And, it's the downside of playing these games, right? They always say in the Hail Mary situation, you just knock it down. I was fine with him catching it and trying to house it. You just get unlucky, right? You got to have the injury luck to go your way if you're going to have a national championship run. And there you go. Now, let's go to Sibley here. Duke just went up 3 on Florida State. So I'll reference this really quickly. You want to see Ole Miss lose tonight, and you also want to see Florida State lose tonight, okay? In particular, it is more important for Ole Miss to lose tonight, right? I don't know if Auburn's going to be able to get it done. I don't even know what the score is at this point. So, there you go. Rick says he would like to see some young receivers play as well. Yeah, once again, you got to factor in like the redshirting stuff. It's hard, Rick, to even keep up with who else is even dressing out, right? If you are at the game, I want to see if Trey Bradford's stressed out. I want to see if Landon Ibieta is stressed out. I've not seen them yet. So there you have it. Let's see. It just dawned on me that LSU has been stealing the yards for Jaden by not fielding the punts. Yeah, let it bounce. Let Jaden get a few more yards to pad the stats. I love it. I freaking love it. Let's see here. All right, LA Maestro, I love you. AU, Ole Miss, they are tied. Oh, look, Dr. Morgan was there giving us the update as well. So 14-14. It's huge. Absolutely huge. So, obviously, if Auburn wins, LSU controls their destiny. That's all there is to it. If Auburn wins and LSU wins out, it's over for Ole Miss. It is LSU versus Georgia for the SEC East. Okay, unless for some reason Georgia loses to Florida. So there you have it. Jesse says Jaden should start the second half. Shane wants Jaden to get more stats for the Heisman. I could see it. Let's see here. Why would you want Florida State to lose? Well, playoffs, right? You know, let's just say the ACC continues to be bad. And let's just say Florida State wins out and they're a one-loss team. You can make a case that a two-loss LSU, even though they lost to Florida State, deserves to get in. But once again, like I said, you much prefer Ole Miss to lose at this point. Much prefer over the two. But yeah, at this point, you need all the elites to keep losing. You just do. You just do. Should Clayton be the punt returner? Yes. Okay. He still should be the punt returner. I know he's not the best option back there, but I think he's got to be the guy. Okay. But once again, Missouri looking really good today helps LSU out in a major way. It does. It makes that win a 10-point win on the road. Even though the score is a little misleading there, it's still really good. It's still a really, really, really good thing. Okay. Rick says only give him a few series. But yes, everybody on defense is playing well. Everybody. Who is someone defensively I absolutely positively want to see in the second half? I think I've touched on pretty much everyone. I think the Weeks brothers will play a lot in the second half as well. Not FSU, you won a top 4 loss. So the opposite logic could be there too. Kylan Jackson. Danny Girl says the Army offense is just bad. That's why our defense is looking good. I think there's some truth to that, right? So there you go. Next thing. I think if I were LSU, I would also want to play more tight ends the second half, right? Get some development out of whoever is the backup tight end to Mason Taylor. Because at this point, he's one of the most valuable players on the team. And we need to start developing who the next tight end is going to be, just in case we want to run more 12 personnel moving forward and potentially next year. So, yeah, that's somebody else. I want to see Kamarion Pimpton get involved in the second half. Mac Markway get involved. Maybe Jackson McGohan can get us something. Yeah, I don't think there have been any tight end catches yet in this game. But, I think the Malik Neighbors touchdown was behind a good clear out by Mason Taylor. So, yeah, no tight end catches up to this point. Pierce says, talk me off the ledge of thinking we're going to hang 40 on Bama. I start to get cocky, and that can't be healthy. Yeah, they're. Yeah, it's a little unhealthy. I would like to see Emory Jones back. So, yeah, I don't know if we put 40 up on Alabama. I will say, though, if LSU goes in to Alabama and whips them, it does change a lot in the minds of the playoff committee. But it's just going to be so hard to get in with 2 losses unless a lot of other teams start losing twice. That's why I'm saying you want Florida State to lose because it's going to be tough for them to lose twice, regardless, with the way the ACC schedule is shaping itself out right now. So, yeah, there's no update on Ty Alexander. I know that question has been asked the most. Danny says, if they come out with Nuss and only run the ball, I'm going to be ticked off. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I also could see Brian Kelly say, look, this is a service academy. So obviously Brian Kelly has a lot of respect, and he doesn't want to just run them out of the building. But one thing I'll say about Brian Kelly, and I'll answer this, Kelvin, welcome to the channel. Where's Armani Goodwin? I think Armani just kind of sees the writing on the wall, right? Why would you come out and burn your red shirt when at this point you're at best the number 5 running back on the depth chart, right? I mean, we saw Trey Bradford start the season and he's nowhere to be found. It's just implausible, Kelvin, to have 8 scholarship running backs on the same team, okay? Multiples will transfer out this offseason, right? I've talked at length about how much I like Caden Durham going into next year. So, yeah, there's going to be some people, that won't be around. But at this point, and for those that are leaving, this is the post-game chat. You've got to go click the like and set reminder button. Now, type Y for yes if you want me to do the first drive here, the second half. Type Y for yes. Okay? Type in for no if you want me to go. That's fine. I got some barbecue chicken over here. So, there you go. There we go. I get a run here on first down. So they go to a different quarterback. I think that's smart. Oh, a freshman, Larry Robinson? Oh, God. I get a first. No, there's a backup right there. And they benched him. They showed they showed all those Lamar highlights for nothing. Okay. So if you do want to see Garrett Nussmeier throw, you kind of hope Army shows a pulse here. Okay. Oh, Hayden, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to you, brother. Send me a message, Hayden, on Instagram or Twitter. I'll send you a card, man. At Power Hour LSU. Oh, he's gone. If he gets that edge, no. Look at the new quarterback giving some life here. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, they're running at Mason. Yeah, he got out of his gap. Oh, man. Got out of his gap right there. Gotta be smart. Let's see here. Good call by Matt. I'll be smarter than that. And Hayden followed me pretty quickly. He was like, hey, he's sending me a card. Hey, I guess that's what I need to do to get my IG and Twitter followers up. Just do more giveaways. I do a ton of giveaways. I send a bunch of stuff to people. Just to do it. I got to give it a bunch of these cards. Okay. I mean, you got to throw there. You can't run. I mean, you got to help your quarterback out and call a pass. So now you set him up for 3rd and long here. Here we go. Don't forget, Pierce will see you in the postgame show. 3rd and 10. No, they'll go for it. They do have a good field goal kicker. So do you kick a field goal to avoid the shutout? It wouldn't shock me. Get some points, get some momentum. Yeah. Now, I would just kick it to avoid the shutout, man. I know you're losing. I know you that goes. That's an antithesis for everything that I stand for, because you got to go for it. Quit showing the backup. I think they should have kicked the field goal. I think you just kick it to avoid the shutout. All right, here we go. LSU offense coming back out. Are we going to get to 60? That was the over-under. The death sentence was running on 2nd down. I understand running on 1st, but as a play caller, even though the run is working over and over and over again, at some point, you got to start throwing. And one thing I see college offensive coordinators do, and all levels, the worst down to run the football is 1st. The worst down to run the football is 1st. Okay? Yeah, teams just do that way too often. Okay? Let's take a look at the rest of the scores throughout college football. I know some of y'all are fancy. You got the quad box going. North Carolina down 31-27. An ACC game on the CW? What? Dang, Michigan State's bad. 34-20. USC in a dogfight with Utah? Yeah, Danny Girl, I don't know. I'll say this. If the game, Danny, was a little bit chippier, I understand there had been some extracurriculars at the end of like one play. I'll say this. If we were playing Grambling, I would have already subbed everybody out, because Grambling was just cheap shot central. Okay. But if you are an OC out there, as someone who watches a lot of football, and I know every single one of you that actually calls plays, you know way more about football than I do, don't run on first down. And one thing I see is there are so many teams out there that run too much on first down and don't run enough on third. Okay? Sibley, I don't know about that. Arkansas better than their record? No, not after today. All right, so Jayden's out. It's GARRETT NUSSMEIER the rest of the way. The Nuss Bus. So, Danny, you get your wish. He's going to have to throw at some point. You can't just run out the clock. There we go. Give Mason a catch. There you go. The Nuss Bus. Let's go, GARRETT. Now, if you're holding, there you go. What's up, Danny? Yeah, I didn't get to watch that first half. I was cutting a film study for the SEC channel. I've not gotten a chance to sit down and watch that game just yet. There you go. Let's go, GARRETT. Logan Diggs is out for the rest of the game, too. Not injury related, but I doubt they run him anymore. Okay. Look at how far back they're playing. There we go. Smart. Good block. So if you watch the Arkansas-Mississippi State game earlier, Arkansas didn't do enough of this, right? The if they play off of you, just play pitch and catch, right? Keep things moving, though. Keep things moving. Keep the pace up. All right. Okay, see, they're still playing off. Just play pitch and catch until they. Oh my God! The double move. Let's go, GARRETT. And Malik gets the stats for the Biletnikoff, baby. Let's go, GARRETT. Good stuff, man. That's good. That's good, man. Led Malik. Good stuff, man. 2 QBs. How many people would love to have the quarterback room that LSU has? Just the nasty double move. Oh, man. What a play. Now, once again, if you're a patron, what did we tell you? That you are going to see at least once the double move. Okay? So, there you go. I know Charlie's super excited about that. The Nuss Bus. How about that? So, if for some reason there is a 5-star quarterback in Michigan by the name of Bryce Underwood is watching this right now, if you are watching this, what are you doing? Commit now. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you come play for LSU? I'm grinning from ear to ear, man. That is a good thing. You're only as good as your backup quarterback. Okay? It is! Power Hour LSU. Boom! All right. Don't forget, post-game live stream. Hit the like button and set reminder on that one. And we'll see you after. Let's go. Well, big thanks to our top super chatter here, Danny Girl. Thank you so much. Let's